What up guys, welcome back to another video. I haven't done a walk and talk in a while, so I thought, it's a nice day, might as well do it. But yeah, if you're new to this channel, welcome. Just trying to sort out my gimbal right now. But yeah, as you can tell from the title, I've officially been a Christian for 5 years now. I got baptized, I think it was on the 17th or 18th of April 2021. So it's, yeah, just past over 5 years now. So I wanted to do a bit of a, I don't know, I was kind of just contemplating out what are the main things I've learned. And of course, this video could be hours and hours in length, but I thought I'll just talk about the main things that I've been pondering for this video. And I've got a little bit of list. So I've got 5 things for you guys. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my little list here, so I don't go on a long tangent. But the first one I want to talk about is how, like when you sin, like you want to repent ASAP, pretty much. Like you don't want to linger in despair or sorrow or shame for way too long, because that's what the enemy wants, eh? Like he wants you to just feel sorry for yourself, turn away from God, and go into that cycle where you're stuck in sin. So it's inevitable that yes, we will make mistakes, and we are fallen creatures, but you want to get back up as soon as you possibly can. And that's why I love that verse in Proverbs, where it talks about a righteous man falls 7 times, but what was it? It was Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falls 7 times and rise up again. I love that verse. So just remember that when you fall, just get back up as soon as you possibly can, because there's been times I've definitely just gotten frustrated and kind of, I've been stuck in that period of willful sin longer than I needed to. So that's the first point. Second point I've got is share your faith. And I think this is quite it does take time, especially if you're a new believer. And God does build up the courage over time, but that's my biggest recommendation, is to share your faith wherever possible. There's lots of scriptures where Jesus talked about not hiding your light under the bedstool. You want your light to shine. And it also talks about, it is a spiritual law as well, like the law of impartation, where, as you bless others, you will also be blessed. And it just helps sharpen your spiritual sword as you're talking to different people and different beliefs. So you know what people's objections are, their kind of reasons to not accept God or Jesus, and you're able to counter that in the next interactions. So, it doesn't always have to be preaching or do all these kind of very bold stuff. Just build up whatever way you can, and God will do the rest, right? My third point, by the way, I'm so I find this so hard doing videos in public when there's so many people around, people staring at you and whatnot. Oh yeah, back on that second point as well, there's also verses that talking about we meant to teach all nations in Matthew 28:19-20. So I'll put these verses up on the screen as well, guys, as I'm obviously a bit paraphrasing. My Bible memory isn't that great just as yet, but we'll get in there. And also we want to preach the gospel to everyone, right? So it talks about in Mark 16:15, and I talked about that parable, not putting the light under your bed, so to speak. So the third one, this is a bit of a one I've just kind of come to terms with recently, is it's okay not to be friends with every Christian. I think when I was a new believer, you kind of think that you need to be friends with every Christian you meet that comes on your path. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you got to be having the same similarities, same hobbies, be like-minded. We should always respect each other, right? Always love other brothers and sisters in Christ, but that doesn't mean you have to become best mates with them and hang out with them every weekend. Just mean that you don't actually have those commonalities, right? So I think that's just totally fine. But yeah, I haven't really heard many people talk about that, because I've actually been to a few of these kind of like youth camp, youth conferences things, and I've met some some guys. I'm just like, man, I'll never hang out with these guys. I got nothing in interest with these guys, and I think that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and they're probably thinking the same way about me, right? So just keep that in mind. I think it's just sometimes as Christians we can get a bit like people pleasing. So yeah, you're not a bad person if you don't want to be friends with a particular person in church. It's totally fine. God will bring people into your life that you will just gel and naturally gravitate towards each other. And if you don't have those people in your life, just start praying about it. That's my biggest advice, because I think I went for a long time not having Christian friends, and it's only the last couple of years where I've really started to have more Christian people in my life that I've actually hanged out with more regularly, right? So next kind of takeaway that I've learned is you have to be disciplined and consistent with God to grow spiritually. And I think when I'm looking back in my journey, where I have grown the fastest is when I was the most disciplined and I was the most consistent. So that's in terms of the whole package, guys. That's with your prayer life, that's with your study life, that's with just spending a long time with Jesus, with fellowship with other people as well. Not I think there's times and periods where isolation's fine, but you don't want to isolate yourself too crazy, because sometimes I get a bit inclusive sometimes, and so I wouldn't suggest totally neglecting that. Well, let's go over here. It's quite a nice little view. Yeah, so I think that's the biggest one. Because I mean, I've had periods in my life where I've been really disciplined and consistent, and other times where I've not been. And it's day and night, guys. It's day and night. So same thing, if you struggle with those things, like I'm going through a period right now, really struggling to kind of be consistent with things, because life always gets in the way, right? But we have to ultimately make sure we're putting God first rather than the world. And my last one is realizing that the enemy, he's clever, guys. Like we got to understand that he got the third of the angels to fall, right? And he also got unfallen beings like Adam and Eve to also fall and sin. So we can't act all high and mighty that he's not going to try and get us to sin in different ways. So what I've come to realize on my journey is, if he can't get you to sin a particular way, he'll try a different angle. So just examples off the top of my head. If he can't get you to fornicate, he'll get you to masturbate. If he can't get you to swear, then he'll test your patience in being angry. Or if he can't get you to fall into drugs, he'll get you to get addicted to food. So there's always going to be different angles that he'll attack at. So it's just something to be aware of. And I've noticed it in my life where, I'm fighting a certain sin, but then something else in my life is starting to fall down by the wayside. So we just have to stay prayed up. It's something I'm still haven't figured out I'm still learning this whole spiritual warfare stuff, guys. Like I still see myself as a baby Christian. I'm still trying to sharpen the tools in my tool shed, so to speak. But I think yeah, learning scripture is really important for um, recognizing the attacks and being able to fight back. So those are my main things that I wanted to kind of share on my journey. 5 years in the game now. God willing, I'll still have another 5 more. But yeah, still here, and yeah, I'm really hoping I'll get more videos for you guys. And yeah, I'd love to know in the comment section what you guys have learned on your journey. How long you guys have been a Christian. I'd love to get some, yeah, just like to learn more about what you guys have learned from God. But yeah, like I was saying at the start, this video could be this could be hours long. I'm sure there's plenty more, but yeah, I love you and leave you guys this amazing day here in Auckland, New Zealand. But yeah, getting out of my comfort zone a little bit in this video, doing it out in public, which is a little bit different. This is quite a busy spot here, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you haven't done already, please like and subscribe. God bless. Peace out.